Hello, footies, and welcome in for another edition of the Tuesday Club 2.0. I would like to add. The only difference to this 2.0 is we actually have only two people on this pod today. So there's myself, of course, Shaq, who's hosting, and then we have Neil. Hey, Neil.
Hey folks, good to be here.
Homer's away on some family duties, and we hope everything goes well with whatever he's doing. But he should be back in hopefully next week. So if you're missing the dulcet tones of Homer, he should be back. Well, Neil, let's get going with a lot of things to talk about. And I think you will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting in today's show because, as we've discussed in the pre show recording, some of the meat in the sandwich that we'll talk about is I haven't been playing too much, and I will explain why, and we'll talk you through that. So, Neil, let's get going. What do you think is your highlight of the week, and what's your low light of the week?
Played quite a bit this week. Highlights of the week are the gameplay for me. I think post patch, I think the skill cap, the defending's back, and it's not because I so much like it. It's because that when I'm losing games, I'm deserving to lose the games. I'm making the mistakes when I'm conceding goals. So it's back to that kind of start of the game, learning to defend a certain way. I'm enjoying the gameplay. I went did my like 8 wins in champs, but I didn't get frustrated over the game and I didn't get angry over the game. The games that I lost were majority of them were fair and square games where I lost games because I couldn't defend properly. And I don't mind that. So the highlight for me is definitely the gameplay. It's not perfect. There's still some tackles from behind going in. Some of the passing's a little off, but it's better, hell a lot better than what it was pre-patch when, frankly, the game online was unplayable. That's definitely the highlights for me. We'll go on to talk about other topics, but the low light this week is just content, non-tent. There's nothing. The promo's been poorly executed. The cards are either it's sort of a lazy promo would have just taken the top meta cards, 3 or 4 of them, and then the rest of them are just pretty poor. But I've not packed one whatsoever. The SBCs have been poor this week. We can discuss that as well. Content and non-tent is definitely the low point, and the fact that I couldn't play the Silver Stars because I've not got 3 Silver Star players. I've got 2, and I'm not willing to put the effort in to get 3. So I'll miss this one out. So how about yourself? You said you've not played too
Ah,
much. So how do you?
that's right. I think straight off the bat, let me just start with a positive note. On the positive note, I do agree with you. I feel like the gameplay is good. I have enjoyed the little bit that I've played. I think the gameplay is pretty balanced, but it's not too well. I think there are times where the AI seems to bail me out defensively, but overall, I think it's been enjoyable. As you said, when you lose to a player, especially when you're playing in rivals, or I haven't played champs, but when you're playing in rivals, you do feel like you're losing to better players. I never get worried against playing against players that I know I can beat. Literally get the sense, and I can beat them even if they're 2 goals ahead. I know I'll come back and I'll win. So that's good. The gameplay wise, I think, but the one niggling concern that I have is I don't know how far there is some truth to this, but the niggling concern of a patch again coming out, and that's
Wouldn't
probably what
surprise
where
me.
I'm. That's what's concerning me because it's in a just needs some time for the game to breathe. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. Just let it breathe for a little while, maybe a month and a half, 2 months of no changes, regardless of whatever it is. I mean, the game's not broken, the game's not amazing. Let's just keep it this way for a little while. So I think people are getting a little bit. I'm getting a lot of change fatigue as well because I can't keep up, and just that's the part. And once you get used to some sort of gameplay, it changes. So hopefully it just stays the same. And I think dovetailing into that is my low light of the week, which is I just feel meh about the game. I think for year in, year out, I've been so heavily invested and convinced myself that I have to be on this journey and I have to keep playing and I have to keep doing this. And I think last year I took a nice little sojourn every now and then and didn't play champs every now and then, but came back, but still was engaging with the content. But as you will see through this pod recording, I'm such a casual gamer with regards to this particular game at this point in time because it's just meh. It just feels meh. And some of the things that you raised about the Silver Stars, not having the opportunity to play the Silver Stars, I had the players to play Silver Stars. I jumped in. That was the after I think 4 or 5 days of not playing the game. I just jumped into Silver Stars mode because I thought, hey, hang on, I might as well get Pele completed in the Silver Stars mode. How dumb was I? I jumped into the Silver Star mode and I thought there was 30 games there and it was 30 games. I just assumed it was 30 games a day for 10 days in a row. So I thought, easy. I'll get through. I'll smash through this. I'll get Pele and Jarzinho, no problem. Started playing the game, won a couple, started rage quitting when I thought the game was too hard. Dumb move, because I then realized that there's only 30 games for the whole league. So it's my fault, but just this is what I mean. Like, I just feel like quite meh with the game. But hopefully, I think with Thunderstruck around the corner, I'm really letting the game try to convince me back to start playing the game rather than me trying to
I
force
think
myself
it
to play.
will. I think it will, Shaq. And I think we go through this in a year-long cycle where, especially this time of year, there's other games coming out pre-Christmas. The promo, Scream was a big promo. And as we discussed last week, with their sort of, they've got their pillar promos where they rely on people sticking with the game or coming into the game. I think Thunderstruck in 2 weeks
Yeah.
on Black Friday is going to be massive. Fingers crossed, because we've got this week's, we've got Festival Football Captains this week. It's a bit of a meh. And next week you've got Pro Live rumoured to be coming, which again, nobody's really going to take too much interest in the sense. So Thunderstruck will make us a lot more positive. I'm convinced of that.
I do hope so. I think I really want to take your one thing I've been discussing with the Tuesday Club boys, Wimby and Nate. One of the things, I think if the game just came out the way it was supposed to come out this way, and there was no information during the off season where EA come out and say, we're listening to you guys and we hear the feedback and we want to make things perfect. We want to make sure it's the best game. It's your game. All these sorts of buzzwords. We will keep the players. We understand your point of view. We will keep the players going, blah, blah, blah. If they hadn't put all that buzzword of jargons of things that we want to hear, I think it would be okay. I think the expectation levels suddenly just went up high, at least in my estimation. I thought this is going to be a game where it's just going to be balanced. And then you look, we'll dovetail into content. And then you look at the European SBC that's come out. It's just one microcosm, one simple example. Where is the thinking? Where is the thinking? How is someone actually sitting at EA who is understanding the game community, understanding where the people are at? They have the engagement numbers, they have an idea of what people have in their clubs in terms of fodder. How does the European SBC come through? Let's discuss content.
Yeah, I think you're right. We'll just bounce straight into that. I mean, that I felt as if, because I'm on the pod, right? I felt as if I had to start that SBC and follow it through. So I genuinely don't think there's been a. I think that's the worst SBC of all time in any FIFA. There's a couple of names being mentioned for players, but no, there's not. That is the worst SBC I've ever seen. I can't. They did this sort of SBC last year, I recall, but it was nothing like 385 rated teams, an 84
Hmm.
rated team, an 83 rated team, to get a couple of small gold players packs and stuff like that. You get absolutely nothing back for it. You were putting 11 players in for a start and getting 6 back. And then at the end of it, you get a Benjamin Sesko, frankly, who's nothing. There's nothing special about the card. You could
No,
argue that
no.
yes, you keep it for. You could argue you keep it for what, future Evos or whatever. It's the card's only hope, Shaq. It really is. There's nothing. I just can't believe I started it. I looked at it and I thought, well, was it 12 segments? Do you know what? I'll start it. I make it so. The more I get into it, I thought, why have I done this? And then I got to the last 4 segments where I had the 84 and the 83, the 85s to do, and I was like, is there any point in me completing this? And then curiosity get the better of me and says, I better finish this SBC because it'll just nag me that's sitting there. You never know, I might get a card from it, or there might be something I'm missing. I've read it and I've read it and I've read it, and it's awful. It's a frankly awful SBC, and the fact that they've followed up with 2 others in America's SBC, which was what, 8 or 9 segments. And then there was an Oceania and Asia segment. There was an Africa segment as well. So there was 4. You're looking at what, 40 squads of 11 players you're giving away. And how many of the packs were tradable, by the way?
No, not many. I wouldn't
Two,
think so. Yeah.
3. There was nothing there. You could argue David Neres looks a really good card
Yep.
on potential Evo, and being 84 rated, these cards should. Some of them can be Evo now, I'd imagine. Neres looks a potential Evo. Ben Sabani looks okay. He can play centre back. You need to link him, don't you? Or do these world? No, because if you put him in Evo, I don't know if these World Tour cards are got Chem on them. I can't remember. And Lee Kang-in looks reasonable. The Australian guy, I've not even really looked at. I don't even know his name, so apologies to the listeners. I just can't believe I done the Evo, and I can't believe they released Evo, Shaq. I genuinely don't know, as you say, who's sitting at content saying, put this Evo out, and think somebody's sitting laughing, well, we'll chuck 83, chuck 385 squads in this, we'll see who actually does it. It's a clear IQ test. I failed it. I'd imagine
I
anybody
think
else who've done it's failed it as well.
I think the advantage that I have is the fact that when I usually I'm asleep when content drops, and by the time I wake up, I have the wise Wimby who has
You can
either
see the
engaged with the
reactions.
content, and he literally did the SBC and just said he was just ranting about how bad the SBC was, and that there was no output from it. So straight away, I was like, "This sucks." And then I looked at it, and I thought, "Hang on a minute, it actually does suck really bad." And I don't think anyone's actually packed anything good from that SBC as well. And Sheshko at the
Not
end,
that
look,
I've seen.
Sheshko at
Not
the
that
end,
I've seen.
yeah, Sheshko is not a bad card. I mean, he's not a great card, but I have a bias. I've red rose tinted glasses, so I think he's okay. But just the previous, there was an evolution that came out recently, the one that you put IOZ Perez in with the finesse plus, so
Oh
you
yeah,
could put
yes, like El
yeah
Capitan.
El Capitan. So I could have put a gold Sheshko in that, which I was planning to do anyway. And that Sheshko is way better than this one, like way miles clear of this SBC.
Yeah, I don't know your team. I don't know your team in and outs, but I'd imagine it, unless it's maybe like an Eddie Militao or like or an Evo Rashford or something like that. How many 84 rated players are in your team?
Yeah, not
Anybody's team
many.
at this stage? Nobody's playing 84 rated players.
Yeah, I think
Just
Eder
checked
Militao.
Footbin. Checked Footbin there. 90% downvote on that European SBC.
I think it.
90% downvote. The other segments are like a 72%, and I think that's just because they made the segments more reasonable. Because I think the South American one, the highest rated one, was an 82 rated squad, and then the other ones were just kind of gold and silver players. I mean, there was one. Most of them they were asking for 6 gold players. You were getting a premium silver pack back.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
What? And I'm a mug. I've done it.
I think this will be remembered for years to come, along with the Sabitzer SBC and the Gundogan SBC. I don't know if you remember them. They were really, really extremely
Sabitzer was
overpriced
awful.
SBC. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is going to be good on history as one of those SBCs. I think dovetailing straight into bad content. I think one of the things that we've discussed as well was the 100K. We discussed this pre show is the 100K evolution that came out with the center backs, and although it does give anticipate plus, it does do a lot of things. 100K for an evolution when you can get a gold Marquinhos for like 10, 15K.
it's
I think
expensive.
this
That's
it's
expensive.
really expensive. It's really expensive. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Through the few packs that I opened yesterday, I packed the Ibanez guy from the Saudi League, who apparently
Very
becomes
good.
this uber meta card. And I thought, oh, should I just dump 100K and just make this guy really good? And I thought, why? Like, I mean, sure, yeah, I can do it, but if I need to spend 100K to engage with the game, there's something completely, there's something missing somewhere. I really think there's something missing somewhere, and I think I one of the things I think we can take a slight detour from content, just go through 100K for an evolution and talk about the rewards that we're getting that are not on par with what we were getting in FC23 and FC24 and FC25. But then the prices of all these evolutions and SBCs seem to be at the same level as they were for the previous year. So there is a disparity there. What do you think, Neil, about rewards? Are you happy with the rewards we're getting in the bread and butter of
No,
of gameplay?
frankly, absolutely not. I don't think it can continue like this in the sense of keeping engagement in the game. The amount of we're saying the content's poor, but they are releasing max 89 icons, 3 of them at a time now. They're doing hero picks or hero SBCs. I personally can't do them. I've done one. I managed to scrape up one, but for your, as we call it, the bread and butter of squad battles, rivals, and champs. I'm even including in that because it's weekly. The rewards for them are nowhere near the level. They're not even close to the level they need to be. Not to get greedy and say you want to pack the best cards, but you're not even picking up the fodder to do the SBC segments that EA are putting out. There's nothing. There's no hope at the moment and you're lucky if you're getting 84 cards, 83 cards. It's not in a good place. I get that. I mean, my opinions probably might be different from others. I mean, if people say, "Oh, we're slowing the power curve down," I think it's more a case of EA have just taken that and they've just nerfed rewards. That's how I see it. It's not like slowing the power curve down. This time last year, the power curve, I think one of the promos, Track Stars, it was called. Sorry. But this time last year with Track Stars, so there was a Theo Hernandez, there was a Lucio, a Ginola, so there was a few hero wins in that. But I think they've just nerfed rewards. I think that's the way they've done it this year. I think nobody's packing anything to maintain SBCs or to do SBCs. I managed to squeeze out an icon SBC. I got a duplicate Luis Hernandez, the Mexican 86 striker. Right, what we're going to do, the guy's worth 80k. I dare say he might be okay in game, but he's not getting near my team. And I can't touch another one of them for 3-4 weeks because I can't get the rewards for it. And I'm in Division 5. I'm getting it's not the best division you can be in. But I'm not getting anything back. I'm getting 75 times 10. I'm getting 83 times 3 packs, things like that. Stuff that it's no use to me whatsoever because I'm not getting anything from them. 8 wins and champs gets you 3 packs. One of them's a Team of the Week pack, which is no limits on it, so you can get one of the lowest rated Team of the Weeks every single time. Squad battles, again, I'm getting, what did I get? A consumables pack in that. What do I want that for? Do you know what I mean? What are you going to do with that? What's your thoughts in that? Rewards and stuff?
Exactly, yeah. I think completely agree with you. I think in champs, unless you're getting like the 13 plus wins, I don't think the rewards are worth it. Not me. Not me. And that's why I'm not playing.
Your top 3% of your top 2% of the game.
Correct. And I completely understand the fact that for years on end, we said people that do well need to get good rewards. Sure. But the rest of us don't. I couldn't care about getting the best players. Give me decent fodder, like 83
just
galore.
Just want fodder to do SBCs. And you're giving that fodder back.
That's it, exactly.
You're giving it
That's
back.
it. And if you think about it, like the 85 to 87 SBC that we've had for a while, when it came out, it kind of made sense. But if you look at it now, what actual player are you actually packing that's going to change your team completely in the 85 to 87? There's very few players. And the number of goals I've already had in the past couple of weeks trying to get that normal goodish player, I've got nothing. I think on day one at some point I probably got I can't even remember. I think I got a Nico Williams a couple of times. That's pretty much it. Everything else is just like a meh card that comes out of there because all your good cards now at this stage of the game are above the 87 mark. So you're not going to pack anything major out of the SBC anyway. But I don't even have the fodder to engage with unless I buy it off the market. So I can't keep doing that on a day-to-day basis.
I don't think so. So to do that 85 to 87 SBC, you need an 83 rated team, yeah?
Yep.
I don't think I could have done that in my rivals rewards last week. I don't think I could have scrambled an 83 team together to do that. How bad is that?
That is the problem. That is the problem. And I think most of us were crying for better rewards and not crying for like a Lamine Yamal or Putellas in our packs every week. No, that's not what we want because then that would not be special at all. We're asking for a majority, like give it 83 to 85, like give us enough 83s and 85s that we can continue to engage in content. Because in that 85 to 87 pack, we dump in 11 83 players plus, and then we get 185 to 87. Most of the time, it could just be an 85. So it's just, there is a lot of things. And for example, if you actually drill down and look at the content, we have that the daily bronze, the daily silver, the daily non-rare goals.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But then have you noticed that there's the daily rare gold pack, which is capped at 78?
But that's
Who
good.
does that?
Me. That's because that's good for during the week. Because if you take yesterday, for instance, they released the 80 plus, the duo 80 plus, which requires 5 rares. So you've got to put 6 cards in, 5 of them are rare. So it's good to swap 5 commons for 5 rares. That is it's no any use at the weekend because they take it away Friday.
Correct. No, I
Tuesday, Wednesday,
understand
Thursday.
That.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's pretty good.
They've made it 80 plus now because until this came out, it was like 79 in times
79
2
plus, yeah,
79 plus times 2.
I've done a few, and it seems to generate some 83s.
So it's a
which
big
I'm finding
grind to
83
get.
is hard to get. Yeah, it is a big grind. I personally don't mind the grind on that side of it. I'm happy to stick a bronze in to get 11 bronzes back.
Yeah,
And
that's
keep it
cool.
and keep it going and keep it going. You needed them to do that. Europe SBC and the other ones, that's for sure. I mean, it's not too bad now that I've managed to build some of it back up. But for instance, the 385 squads really hampered me doing that icon SBC because I was putting 85s into that SBC when I could have used 85s to build 86 weighted teams, for instance.
Yeah.
So that really hampered me. Just an icon SBC. Say, take the Max 89 one, for instance, right? Say, unlikely, but you can get really lucky, right? You can pack a Butcher Gueno, or you can pack a Kaka, you can pack a Rio Ferdinand. How much does that boost your team for how many months? That's massive, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's a massive part of the game where you can say, let's take a Ferdinand, for instance, right? He's meta, he's worth a couple million coins. You pack that. Your centre back position's locked in for 3 months till February, probably, realistically, isn't it? You get the chance of
Potentially.
packing something like that, yeah, and it just lifts you. It makes you want to play the game, and it makes you enjoy the game, and you can say, "Look, who I've packed. This is great." Not, I appreciate that it's a gamble, but they're there to be packed. If you're like me, who said Luis Hernandez twice,
Yeah.
and a Zabi Alonso, who I've still got in my squad, but I've packed Luis Hernandez twice, and it really downheartens you. And the fact is,
Yeah.
I'm not getting the fodder back to put into doing another one or doing another SBC, for instance, in that sense.
I don't know if you've seen this. There's a particular guy on X. I can't remember the name of his for whatever. He's backed Veron, I think, 6 or 7 times in a row.
Yes,
Same,
I've seen that.
same
I've
guy.
seen that.
That's ridiculous luck. That is just ridiculous luck over and over and over again. And you
I've seen
feel
a few
like
Gattusos as well.
that can easily happen. Like, you speak about the Ferdinands and all those things. Yeah, sure. I think at the start of the year, most of us pre-ordered the game and the expectation of one of us backing either an Ibrahimovic or an R9 or of those. I'm talking about the original, when we got the
Yes.
free. I don't think anyone in our community or any of the discords that I've been, I don't
Who
think
did you
anyone
get for
has
that?
Steven Gerrard
I
as a
I
Man
get
United.
Tony. I get Tony Cruz.
Ooh, that's not too bad.
I can understand why you wouldn't want. I can understand why you wouldn't want Gerard in that sense. Yeah.
Didn't even play with him. I tried.
I
I thought I'll
used
give it a fair go.
I used my
Yeah.
Cruz a wee bit actually. It was pretty good. I think the update comes out when about Black Friday or next week, isn't it? A few days,
Correct.
21st. Short of
29th, I
that. So
think.
is it
29th, I
29th?
think.
Must be been about Black
Yeah.
Friday time then the upgrade comes. I think he goes to what, 90 rated? So I might give him
Yeah.
another go.
Yeah.
There's a
I
few
think
in there.
my Gerard goes to like an 89 rated with pink pass. So look, I don't know. I might just get. I like the icon chemistry, but I think Gerard's a tricky one for me. It's really hard for me to like. I mean, I like the guy, but the fact that the club he plays for is a club that I don't
Hmm.
really want in my club in my team. So it's a
It's
tricky one.
understandable.
It's a tricky one. Yeah. Oh, but
I've
it
not
is
came
what it is.
across. I mean, even playing rivals and champs, I've not came across many big icons. If you know, like I've not. So how? What is the drop rate on these icons? I've not played against many really good ones. I've
Very.
played against a couple of reasonable ones, but not really.
Even you check on X and things, I don't think anyone's actually. The back weight is really dire for a lot of people. There are some people that tend to get, like, I think we have some people that can get above average cards consistently, but I don't think the top tier cards, like the top tier cards, are not flowing through in many people. On the other
Yeah.
flip side, I don't think many people are actually engaging with the content as we are used to
Well,
as well.
as we're discussing, and as you say, and you probably hit the nail on the head there. The way that rivals and bread and butter rewards are currently, how many people are going to keep up being engaged with the game, knowing that they're not getting anything back for it? And it's something that's going to have to be addressed by them.
Exactly. I think there has to be something that has to give. I think while we're at this stage, I really want to bring up a topic that I should have wanted to bring up last week. I completely forgot. Is the season pass? Look, firstly, I am quite tired of the season pass. Just going to the season pass and seeing that I've got some random stupid coins that I don't even know what they are. They do something for clubs that I don't necessarily engage with at this stage of the game. Or I get icon to open in career mode that I used to play 20 years ago. I don't really play career mode anymore. Why am I getting that through an engagement through a season pass that I've paid through Ultimate Team? I just don't understand that concept. I really don't think there is. And also the sheer numbers of, like, you go through the rewards. I mean, I think level 15 or 16, I think 80% of them were career mode or clubs focused. That's number one. The other big issue I have is the fact that EA is drip feeding us the season pass SP. It's They're drip feeding us only to give us, like, at the end of the season we will get 500 season points just to score a goal, 1,000 FIFA season points to play a game, 10,000 season points to finish 2 games of rivals. Why can't it just be paced through decently through the season so we can try and achieve it organically by playing the game rather than trying to shove it all towards the end, which means
It's
someone like
really,
me.
yeah, it's a really, you bring it up really well there. Try to think how to word it. EA's all of EA's FC26's revenue is through Ultimate Team, isn't it? They don't have
Yep.
a revenue through career or why. I
No.
don't understand why they're encouraging you to play other aspects and modes of the game so much because there's no revenue in it for them.
I I
So
think it's the
why
other
do
way
they do it?
around. It's the other way around.
No, because they
They
want you
they don't
to.
want us to go play career mode. They want the
No, they do
career mode
because they're.
players. Well, they want the career mode players to get something by playing Ultimate Team. So if they come to Ultimate Team, they
Yeah,
get this something really cool for their career mode, and then they get hooked into Ultimate Team. I know for a fact because I know a lot of my career mode buddies who are asking me a question about, hey, what do I do with Ultimate Team? Because apparently you can unlock icons that I wouldn't mind rejigging. Stay away from it unless you really want to get
yeah.
into a vortex of a black hole. Just stay
But they're
away
wanting
from
us.
it.
They're wanting us to engage with manager mode, career mode to gain XP or SP. I don't get why they're putting so much. Why they're trying to get us to play other game modes as such. If majority of people play an Ultimate Team. That's where all their revenue
Ah,
comes from. Put the
my
XP and the rewards. I mean, if they put another
my.
season pass out, frankly, that has this much rewards for other game modes,
You
I
bring up a
personally am going to
brilliant.
question it. Why?
You bring
Why
up a
would I want?
brilliant. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
No,
I'm
I'm
fascinated.
finished. I
I'm
finished my point.
fascinated. I'm fascinated by your thinking, because you're quite right. You are under the impression that EA is making us go into these modes to gain SP. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm a marketing major and I'm a business student, and I've essentially what's happening here is that EA is giving those career mode players free SP for playing their mode the way that they engage. They're giving them SP in Ultimate Team to engage in their mode. We're going and doing those modes simply to gain extra SP for us. But for the career mode users, they suddenly get this random thing that's taking them to Ultimate Team. Because if you look right now, you press the hub button on your PlayStation controller, it brings up this whole season pass menu. So it's engaging the career mode players to understand. Because I've got live examples of mates of mine who don't engage with Ultimate Team, who have no clue. Even though I'm on this podcast, they couldn't care less. They just want to engage with career mode. They're asking me questions about, hey, how does this? What is the season pass? How does it all work? And I asked why, and it was because it's coming up with they've earned this reward and that reward. And so essentially, it's just trying to funnel those people across into Ultimate Team rather than taking us away from Ultimate Team to career mode. That
Might
it's
be the
just a
case,
happy
yeah.
coincidence. It's just a happy coincidence for us to get extra SP, but it's not meant for us. It's meant for those people to get free SP for doing engaging with the game that they normally would, and bring them along to Ultimate Team to become the future cash cows and just to throw in some money in the casino is the aim of the
I
game.
think they've messed up. I think they've messed up as
It's
well, in the
100%.
sense of I think the season's shorter, isn't it? Season's 4 weeks this year. It's normally
Correct.
6, isn't it?
That's right.
If they put they've made it 6 weeks worth of work in 4 weeks, they'll have to address that. I have
They
seen
will.
one or two people online who have completed the season pass. I'm currently on. I just checked. I'm in level 26, and I would say I am a good bit higher than a lot of people
Oh
are.
yeah.
I bought the season pass because I like the evils, a couple of the evils near the end of the pass. I dare say Rodrigo's probably usable as well. I'm still using Conor Gallagher from the last season pass. I put him through an Evo, but I still
Yeah.
play him. He's really good. People are still using Tomori, for instance, coming across couple of Tomoris. Will I buy the season pass next season if 20 of the 40 levels are for coins or for Pro Club coins or if they're for icons in career mode, I'll seriously consider would I buy it or not. And I think that's going to have to be addressed by them this next season.
I think this is a calculated move as well by EA because right now we're all flush with FC points when the season lands. Have we exhausted our FC points? Have we the pre-order
Me?
bonuses?
Oh, I blow them. Yeah, they're all out. Oh, the
They're all
points
out.
are all
They're no more.
6,000. They're all out. I blow them as soon as I
Yeah.
get them.
I think from now on in, the season will be slightly better because I think they were relying on schmucks like us to spend pre-order bonuses on these and the season pass, which we all have done. But going forward, I think the season will be much better than this. Will be much better, and we will be buying the season. So I think it will be much better than what we have right now. And I don't think there'll be too much of non FUT related content in there. But I just riddle me this: does the season get over as soon as Black Friday starts?
I think the new season will start on Black Friday. So
Ooh.
let me get my calendar up. My calendar will suggest that the season ends. I think the season ends a week on Friday. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
I
I think it
think
ends a week on Thursday. Sorry, I think it finishes on the 27th, or it might finish the week after. I need to double check. But they're going to have to.
that's
They've
really
already talked
interesting.
about. Let me see. There's 8 days of the season left. Yeah,
That's
there's only 8 days left. So it's finished next Thursday. Black
next
Friday
Thursday.
promo.
I think
They've
that's going to
already
kick off.
stated what it's going to have to. They've already stated, haven't they, that the kind of this is the perk. If one of their key shifts will be the perk of for this next promo. We'll start to raise it a bit. Everybody wanted. Can I talk about something? Just the same thing, but I just want to get your
Sure.
thoughts on it. Everyone talked about slowing down the power curve after what happened last year. My thoughts on it are that I don't think there was a problem with the power curve last year until Winter Wildcards released 2 playstyle pluses. That's when it started to go wrong. Because as soon as Winter Wildcards got 2 playstyle pluses, Team of the Year cards then had to have free playstyle pluses. And they brought out Evos for free playstyle pluses. Remember the Team of the Year Evo at 500k? Free playstyle pluses in January. They didn't have much room to go between then and June. It's a simple solution to me if they just Winter Wildcards gets released with 1 playstyle plus, and Team of the Year cards can have 2 playstyle pluses like they did on FC24, and then they can go back to 1 playstyle plus until potentially say tFUT Birthday comes out in March, which is another big promo. Go to 2 playstyle pluses, then they can go to 3, 4, and 5. They've got the room to have a slower power curve, to do it in a more reasonable timescale. That's my thoughts on that. With that sense, what do you think of that?
Oh, I think that's quite a logical way to put it across, and I think that's hopefully they listen to exactly the trajectory that you've mentioned. I hope they stick to that because I think that does make a lot of sense. But I think one of the things that they addressed last year was the fact that, for example, I don't know if you remember, in the first campaign team, the promo team, literally the first, the second one, there was like a prime Hullet. There was a Hullet one, and all these cards that are coming out. I think that's one of the things that they really have addressed to not have in play. They've said the cards in packs as well will be marginal increases to what you have in the team. So one of the things that they've tried to do is keep our gold cards at a competitive level to all the promo cards that are coming out. They've kind of achieved that because, I mean, look at most of the teams. Everyone's got a Claudia Pina in their club or their team. We have Eder Militao, even though he's got a Jockey Plus as a Playstyle Plus added on. I still use him in my team. I think I have a gold sleeve, obviously,
He's
in my
good.
team as well. But they're still quite good enough compared to any other special CB. So that's what EA was trying to do. But then the next step was they also have in the pretext of slowing down the power curve, they've really killed rewards for us. So it's
Exactly,
just
that's
like
what they've done.
it's kind of screwed the balance a little bit. But I think I completely agree with you. If they did exactly what you said, keep 1 playstyle plus for Winter Wildcards as well, 2 playstyle pluses for Team of the Year. I don't mind. Go back to 1 playstyle plus so you can keep Team of the Year special for a little while. FUT
That's
Birthday is
when
a
the
really good jump.
problems. That's when the problems started last year. Winter Wildcards and 2 playstyle pluses, and they brought out the baby icons, the baby Ronaldo and the baby Mia Hamm and stuff. That's when the problems started. Not in November last year.
I agree. Completely agree. Let's hope that they learn from that. But also, since we're talking about play styles, I think a lot of the people in the community, based on what's happened with the scream cards, and we've discussed this with the 99 stats being fake. I think a lot of people in the community were talking about the stats versus play styles, and I think EA is never going to go back. EA is never going to go back because, from their point of view, they can sell packs with stats, which they've done for 15 years, but now they can sell packs with playstyle pluses and roles.
I like playstyle. I like playstyles. I prefer
Yep.
playstyles to the old roles. Yeah, I think they done it. They done it smartly. Take Benzema for example, right? So Benzema had 99 pace. Benzema didn't have rapid. He didn't have quick step. He had no running playstyles. He had 99 pace and that. Pogba was another one. 99. The CDM Pogba got 99 shooting. No shooting playstyles. So it's a 99 stat. It's irrelevant. You give the Benzema, for instance, you give him 99. You give a 99 pace stat to Benzema with no quick step, no rapid. It's a useless stat. Do you know what I mean? They've done that clearly on purpose. There was
Yeah,
a
I get
couple you
that,
did
but
notice it on. If you put the pace on, was it Cabral? Was it the centre back
yeah, yeah,
Cabral? He's got a running play style, so it really noticed on him. That's why his price shot through the roof.
yeah, that's right. That's right. But my question to you then is, do you remember last year? One of my biggest frustrations last year was the fact that if you had I can't remember who this was. It was a really good player that had really high passing, but didn't have. I can't remember which play style. He didn't have an incisive pass or one of those play styles. Even though he had 99 long pass, 99 short pass, or something like
Was
that.
it Fermin Lopez by any chance?
No, it was slightly earlier on in the cycle. I think this
Ah,
is around the winter wildcard time. And it really did my head in because this guy on face value should have been amazing. But if I choose a player that had really much lower stats in the passing category, but had like a incisive plus or I think it was incisive plus, it just was night and day difference. And that's when I think there is an imbalance between, I think I've been pre-programmed to thinking stats are good. But if stats don't really, there's a number associated with the stat that doesn't mean much. It's kind of falsifying the information that's being provided to you in a way. I hope that makes sense. It's just that's the
no,
part
it
that
makes
I'm.
perfect sense. It makes you now have to look deeper into that card as opposed to just looking at a face stat. It's the same thing we talked
Well,
about a couple of weeks ago with reactions and composure and stuff, isn't it?
yeah,
Same
that part I
idea.
completely get. That part I completely get. Reaction composure make complete sense. But if someone's got a 99 passing stat, and it's short and long passing or both involved, what is the 99 stat actually doing to the long and
Well,
short passing?
don't know. This is the honest answer. If they don't have any playstyles involved, any passing playstyles, then it's an irrelevant stat, isn't it? And
Exactly, and
uh,
that's the problem. That's the problem. I think EA is never going to go back. I think one of the things, again, talking back to a call back to the previous comment that I said, where if he hadn't come out and said all these wonderful statements at the start of the year before the game started, no harm, no foul, but they actually came out and said, we will try and reduce the effectiveness of playstyles this year. Well, that's BS if I've ever heard
I
it.
think
Playstyles are
they
super important.
I think they've failed. Then, if that's the case, I think the answer to your question is I think they've failed.
Exactly. I think that's one of the things that has really. I think that's where I'm sitting at right now, thinking who is actually sitting and approving these SBCs and this content and not correlating our rewards and things. And basically, this is where we're at. Now, while we're talking about this, let's move on. Let's move on to something that's fairly interesting as well. Let's talk about the current promo players. And before I mention the current promo team, I just really want to talk to you about this, Neil, quickly. Do you remember when we had the UCL team? Didn't it say UCL Team 1?
I don't know. Did it?
It
Was
did
it
say UCL Team
Time
1.
Team One?
Yeah,
Oh,
and that
I didn't notice.
and they just switched it around. Again, there's a method to the madness because primetime team, because it's UCL theme, they could come back again after Black Friday. I guess after Thunderstruck, they can come back with Team Two. That's probably what it is. But the
Yeah,
quick switch
it's
from sorry,
it's just Road to the Knockouts renamed, wasn't it? That's what it was. It's just
yes,
UCL to
yeah,
Primetime. It's Road to the
it's
Knockouts.
just a quick reswitch from Team One of UCL to here, whatever. What's the current promo team called?
This is
Hero
called the
Captains.
Festival of Football Captains, and hopefully it's 1 week long because it's an awful.
Yes,
It's an awful pro. been an awful
It is an
promo.
awful.
To be honest, it's hard to stay positive about a promo that's just been really poor. The SBCs have been rubbish as well. Let's be honest. Di
Yeah,
Maria's a
I
good
think
SBC. I did that, but I've had to put a cornerstone Evo on him, and I've had to
to
change
link
my
him.
team significantly to link him. Some
Is he
people don't
good?
care about him. Shane likes. He's very good. He's very good. I really enjoy using him.
Nice.
He's cheap as well. He's a good price.
Yeah.
I've changed him for Lamau. I've taken Lamau out of my team to use him.
Oof, that good.
But so yeah, he's good. But I don't think there's been any SBCs other than him in this festival of captains that have been worth looking at. Wendy Renard
Yeah.
came out
Flashback.
as a flashback. You can go and buy basically the same card for 20k. You can buy the 86 rated Cornerstones card for 20k.
Cornerstone.
Same card, Anticipate Plus, and it's got the same playstyles. 20k. The current SBC is 73,000 coins. Why would you do it? What's the point?
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Yeah, there's a
Exactly.
plus. There's a plus one or plus two pace or something. It's not worth 50k,
Yeah.
is it?
It's just that
There's
kind of
just
stuff
nothing.
really boggles. Yeah, that kind of stuff. The only good thing about this promo is probably the card design. I think I like the card design. The colors are
Do you know
nice,
what?
and
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a smashing dynamic. They're good dynamics in the cards. I agree.
yeah, yeah. But I think, oh, while we're at it, is there any particular card that stood out to you and that you think is probably undervalued, or is just
Uh,
some card you want to try?
yeah, Kylian Mbappe, 6.5 million coins is affordable. Di Lorenzo looks a good card.
That's a good shot.
I'll just have a quick look at him. He's only what? Get my mouse in the go. He's what? 63k, and he's got Jockey Plus, and he's got Anticipate and Relentless, which is a good. He's got False Back plus plus. He's got Full Back plus. He plays centre back, but he's not really. He's got a centre back wide back role, which nobody ever going to use. 88 pace, 84 defending for a centre back and right back. He looks to be quite good, and he had an 85 Cornerstones card, but he didn't have any play styles and stuff like that. So this is quite a good upgrade to what he had. He's actually just dropped to 60k in 20 seconds. So clearly I can't sell him properly. His prices drop when I'm talking about him. There's Donnarumma, Van Dijk, Pajor. Some of these cards are just mental expensive. And then there's a whole lot of 83s, isn't there? It's just a
Yeah.
meh promo. But Di Lorenzo's the only one for me that stands out. I don't even know if you've had a chance to look up.
I
There's anything
haven't
you
had too
think
much of a
looks up to me.
chance of looking at Di Lorenzo, but I do agree. Didn't we have a Di Lorenzo special card somewhere just before
Cornerstones.
this?
Yep, with an 85 one. But he's not. But that's the as we're talking about playstyles. The playstyles on this new card are significantly better than what they were.
That makes sense. That does make sense. I think from my perspective, just looking at it, I think the one card that really sticks out to me is a card that I thoroughly enjoyed at the start of the season. She was my main go-to. In fact, she was my first fun player of FC26, and it's Peniel Harder. And for 12,500 coins, which I'm really shocked at that price. 12,500 coins. She's got Game Changer Plus, which is probably the reason why the price is as such. She's got Finesse Silver, Power Shot Silver, Incisive Pass Silver, Technical Silver, and Precision Header Silver, which is a weird one for a wee lass, but hey, that's what she's got. She's one of those cards that's incredibly agile in game, and she's got Shadow Striker Plus Plus. And her shooting and finishing, for whatever reason, is just so clean. I think this is the gold card was so clean. I can't wait to try this particular card as well. I'm keen to try this card and see how she fares in game because of her body type, she moves different. She moves like a Claudia Pina on steroids. So I'm really excited to try it. I'll probably buy this card just for the next gauntlet run, just to give her a
Back to
go
playstyles
because yeah.
again. So
Yeah.
how would you feel about this? Right. So she's got Game Changer Plus, right? So she's got Finesse Shot Plus. Her Team of the Week card, Shaq, has got Technical Plus, and it's also
Any day.
7k. It's also 7k Dira. Plays the same positions.
It's
Actually
the playstyle
plays
plus.
Cam. So would you play with would you prefer the Team of the Week card or the promo card?
I think Technical Plus is probably better. Um, yeah, Technical Plus is a better card. To be fair, I think.
Also, she's also got Cam Shadow Striker Plus Plus, which is
But I think
meta.
The one difference is, though, the one major difference, which I think is something that I probably hasn't stuck out to me, is this particular card has finesse silver, and that would make a huge difference onto this card because
Agree.
the finesse silver doesn't exist on the gold card, neither does it exist on the team of the week, and that just makes it just makes finesse shots just feel a little bit more consistent. So I think I'm going to give it a run. I think I'm really excited.
Absolutely.
Someone to be excited about. So yeah, that's but again, we're clutching at straws, aren't we? There's not really this whole plethora. When you have like I don't know how many 30, 40 cards in packs, you would expect us to come up with better options than Harder and De Lorenzo. But here we are, and we haven't.
It's
And as we
a,
discussed, we haven't packed it.
it's
I
a
haven't
space
seen.
filler.
I don't even know how the walk or how the animation for
Same.
packing this card looks like. I would assume it'd be pink and glowy, but I haven't seen one, so
It's just a space filler promo, isn't it? It's just a
it
space
is.
filler for the week. That's all it is.
I think I'll have to use Wimby's basic standard, which is like, sometimes you get, I can't even remember the actual words, but it's almost like sometimes you get a good week, sometimes you get a crap week just before a good week comes through. It's like,
Yes.
this is where it is. This is just trying to fill in some time to actually for us to explode when Thunderstruck comes our way. So yeah, let's just hope Thunderstruck actually delivers this time because it has every single year for the past couple of years. It has. So let's just
Definitely does,
fingers
yes. I
crossed.
agree.
Fingers crossed. All right, let's quickly take a transition to some of the questions that I received from the Discord. So, Adam from the Discord asks, do you guys think tactics have a shelf life this year in terms of how long they're good, depending on each individual player? Like in previous games, I would pick up a system and a role, and I'll be happy with it for months. This year, I'm changing about all the time, and they're super hot to start, and after a while, they're ice cold. Your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Neil?
Great. It's a great question. Previous games have had the 4-3-2-1, which you'd run all year. Last year you had the 4-2-1-3, which you ran for pretty much all year again. This year does appear to be different. I personally have jumped from 3 or 4 formations already, and I can't kind of settle in. Even the so-called meta formations, the 4-5-1, don't really work for me. The 4-2-1, the 4-2-3-1 wide seems to be quite a good formation as well, and that is quite meta. I don't follow the meta. I tend to try and find formations that just work. It just so happens that the last couple of years, meta formations have just genuinely worked. I think this year's different, yeah. I've not tended to settle on one. I'm currently running 4-1-4, and it
Nice.
seems to be doing okay for it. It seems to be working. I think that's maybe the longest I've had a formation. I've had it, 2 weeks? So his question is really good in the sense of no, I don't think there is seems to be a meta formation. I don't seem to settle on one. You, what about yourself?
I think it's quite a spot on question. And I think we're really failing to address the issue with the answer is the fact that we've had a patch every single week or so, which has
Yeah,
changed the way
exactly.
the game feels. And what we're used to with the game has really changed. So I do remember running a 4-4-2 and then 4-1-2-1-2 and a 4-2-3-1. And I kept changing to isolate myself to the patch and to try and make sure that I can use bits of the patch. I think that's probably what's happening this year if they stick and don't change the game for a little while, I think we'd be comfortable in using a similar formation. And the changes that are not minor, as we've discussed, they're quite dramatic. So I think that's probably what is happening. And I do, one of the things that is key is this is something that I really want to take your take on it, Neil, is when you start with a new formation that is meta, good, or whatever, suddenly feels super hot. Like you just suddenly everything is just flowing, and you're like, I understand why everyone is so hyped about this particular formation. And I've had the same issue as him. And after a little while, regardless of patch or not, sometimes I start to feel the team doesn't function the same way. And I think I don't, I always assume that it's just in my head, but there could be something in there. I think it's just the way we probably get used to the way we're making the moves and the moves don't flow as well. I don't know. I felt that. I felt that at times. I thought, oh, this formation is brilliant. And within a week and a half, the formation could barely do anything with the formation. Maybe patch involved, maybe shadow patching, maybe things in the background. I don't know.
Yeah, the 4-2-1-3 wide. I had that kind of everything just sort of clicked together. I think it depends on who players you're using as well, and if you can get a team together like that. 4-5-1 for me, for instance, I never really clicked with it. I didn't seem to get the same solid. Let's face it, the 4-5-1's a 9 back. That's what it is. Since the game's been patched and it's now back to more manual defending, people have stopped playing the 4-5-1 because they don't have that meta low block, which everybody sits in place and just wins the ball back. it didn't really work for me in that sense. I noticed arts formation, for instance, a lot of people very popular in the Discord, isn't it? 4-1-2-1-2 narrow seems to have brought people quite a lot of its success. John used it at the start of the game, but Art's really taken to it and put his own stamp on it. And Adam's had good success with it, from what I understand. A couple of other players have used it and had good success with it as well. So it might be a formation to try as well. But personally, I've not settled in a formation this year, not like previous games.
I suppose it's not too much of a bad thing that you can kind of reinvent yourself in the way you play. So that's not a bad thing as such. But I think there is something about that comfort factor with a particular formation. I think every year we all tend to have that comfortable formation that we can always rely on to go back to when it just doesn't go your way during a weekend league, for example. So I think 4-4-2,
Muscle memory,
4-3-1.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. It's just the muscle memory kicks in and just gives you that comfort security blanket that is very useful, especially for the last 5 games of weekend league when you have to clutch up and win three or something. It's just really good to have that muscle memory going.
Agree,
So yeah.
agree.
Let's see. Let's see where the game takes us. And I really, really, really fingers crossed hope that we don't have any major patches and just give us some good content for Thunderstruck. Give us 8310 back 3 times a day. Oh, that'd be so good. 83 times 10 a day.
Well,
I'm here
you're
for
a
it.
long way, you're a long way away from 8310, Shaq. You've got a good while
We
to
did have
that.
that at Thunderstruck for 2 years in a row, so I'm hoping for that to come back again because that would
Mm,
be. Because I do. I'll tell you why I remember that. 2 years ago, 83 tens, 3 times a day. I packed Graham Hansen promo card. Used it for a very long time. Love that card. Last year, I packed a Jarzinho from the same
that's
pack, 8310.
fantastic. Exactly,
So
and
I
it's
am.
exactly that's what we were talking about earlier on. If you can pack a Jorginho, for instance, that can last you months in your team and they're just perfect, it just gives you the boost to pick up the controller and play.
That's it.
It's been
That's
nice to
it.
get that chance.
It would be. It would be. Well, Thunderstruck is not too far away, so I think hopefully my grey clouds above my head disappear and I'm back to loving this game for what it is worth.
I hope so too.
I'm in the pursuit of buying. I'm trying to convince myself to buy a PS5 Pro as well. So who knows? Who knows? The PS5 Pro is could just change the game for me. I don't know.
No,
Hopefully.
my boss at home wouldn't allow that.
Well, I don't think my boss understands exactly what these things actually cost. My boss is very laissez-faire, as you call it.
Keep it that
Fingers
way.
crossed. That's
Keep it
exactly
that
right.
way.
Well, mate, before we talk on to the wee hours of the night, is there anything else we'd like to discuss?
No, I think we've had a good show. I think we've covered quite a lot how we've felt with the week and what optimism hopefully lies in front of us.
Yeah,
And hopefully they deliver on it. Otherwise, I think we could be in a bit of trouble in keeping the player base satisfied. So, no, I've nothing more to add. It's been a good chat.
absolutely. I think footy is one of the things that we want to say on the Tuesday Club show, and I think every show that we do is the fact that we would give an honest opinion on how we think the game is at this point in time. There's not sugarcoating anything; it's just what we feel about the game at this stage of the time. Fingers crossed, it gets better. Anyway, with that said, Homer, with that said, Neil, just
Oh
assume that
dear.
we had Homer and Neil here. Let's just go ahead and what would you like to do the honors? Would you like to do the honors, Neil?
Yes, please drop it.
Drop it.